When you think about it, our entire world is built on a skeleton of steel. The skyscrapers, the cars we drive, even the wind turbines giving us clean power, they all need it. Steel is literally the invisible framework holding our modern lives together. But, and it's a big but, building that framework has always come at a huge environmental cost. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a quiet revolution that's happening in steelmaking, one that could turn this carbon-heavy giant into a true champion for a sustainable future.
I mean, just take a look around you right now. The building you're in, the car you might drive later, the very forks and spoons in your kitchen, it's all steel. For more than 100 years, this stuff has been absolutely essential, the bedrock of our society. But that foundation has a pretty big crack in it.
And that crack? Well, it's carbon. The traditional way of making steel is one of the single biggest industrial sources of greenhouse gases on the entire planet. And to really understand the solution we're about to talk about, we first have to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of the problem.
7%. Just let that number sink in for a second. The global steel industry is responsible for a whopping 7% of all CO2 emissions. That is more than the entire aviation and shipping industries put together. So yeah, that makes one thing painfully clear. We can't possibly tackle climate change without completely reinventing how we make steel. So, where is all this CO2 coming from?
For the most part, it comes from this beast right here, the blast furnace basic oxygen furnace, or the BF-BOF route. This is old-school brute force chemistry. You take iron ore, you cook it with incredible amounts of coal in a giant blast furnace to get liquid iron, and then you refine it. It works for sure, but wow, is it carbon intensive. This is basically how we've been doing it for over 150 years.
But there is another way. Check out this table. It pits the old guard against the new challenger. On the left, the blast furnace, which chugs iron ore and coal. On the right, we have the electric arc furnace, or EAF, which runs on recycled steel scrap and, you guessed it, electricity. Now look at this third row, the emissions. This is the knockout punch. The EAF process slashes CO2 by over 85%. We're talking from nearly 2,000 kilograms per ton of steel down to just 270. And the wildest part? In the US, this cleaner tech already makes up 70% of all steel production.
So let's dive into this electric alternative. Because it's not just a small improvement, it's a totally different philosophy for making steel, one that's built from the ground up on ideas like recycling and hyper-efficiency.
Okay, so how does this thing actually work? Well, it's surprisingly simple. First, you charge the furnace. You basically just dump a giant bucket of recycled scrap metal into it. Then, these massive graphite electrodes are lowered down, and they create an insanely powerful electric arc. Think of it as a controlled lightning bolt that melts all that scrap at temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. Finally, you refine it by injecting some oxygen to get the chemistry of the steel exactly right. It's just cleaner, faster, and way more flexible.
But here's the thing. The real magic of the EAF isn't just how it melts steel right now. It's the fact that it runs on electricity and data. That makes it the perfect platform for the next wave of industrial tech. This isn't just a furnace, it's a furnace with a future.
And that brings us to the modern smart furnace. This is where the EAF really takes a leap into the 21st century. It's where we start integrating AI, robotics, and advanced analytics to create a process that isn't just efficient, it's actually intelligent. At the core of the smart furnace is its digital brain. You've got AI systems like an EFE optimizer that perfects the steel's chemistry, while another system fine-tunes the electrodes to slash energy use. But the coolest part has to be the use of digital twins. Seriously, think of it like a perfect 2-scale video game simulation of the entire steel plant. Operators can train in this virtual world, and engineers can test out wild new ideas without ever risking a single drop of real molten steel.
And it's not just software either. We're talking about an automated workforce. Robotics are completely changing the physical plant. You have systems like LiquiRob. These are robots taking on the most dangerous jobs, like sampling molten steel that's at 1,600 degrees Celsius. It's a huge boost for safety and precision. From automated charging to robotic doors, automation is making the whole thing safer, faster, and way more reliable.
So all this electric energy is going in. But where does it all go? This diagram shows the energy flow through the furnace. And what's really interesting is that even in this super efficient process, a huge chunk of energy, about 30% of what you put in, is lost as superheated exhaust gas. For decades, that heat was just gone, vented into the air as waste. But what if it wasn't? And asking that question leads us to the next massive leap in efficiency. See, the most innovative steelmakers aren't just thinking about how to use less energy anymore. Now, they're focused on how to capture and reuse the energy that used to just escape forever.
And the potential here is absolutely massive. Modern waste heat recovery systems can capture up to 70% of that escaping energy. They can turn it into steam to use elsewhere in the plant, or even use it to generate more electricity to help power the mill itself. It's a perfect example of the industrial circular economy in action.
So the EAF is cleaner, it's smarter, it's more efficient, that's all great, but here's the reality. Recycling scrap alone can't meet the world's growing demand for new steel. The ultimate goal, the holy grail, is to make brand new, virgin steel with zero emissions. And guess what? The EAF is the key to unlocking that future too.
And if you take away one thing, let it be this. The electric arc furnace isn't just for recycling. It's the essential final piece of the puzzle for a completely new way of making steel from scratch, one that gets rid of fossil fuels entirely. It's the furnace that's ready for the hydrogen economy.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate game changer, green hydrogen. This is hydrogen that's made by splitting water using renewable electricity from sources like solar or wind. And when you use this green hydrogen to process iron ore instead of using coal, the chemical reaction doesn't produce CO2. The only thing that comes out is water. That's it.
This all leads to the ultimate pathway for green steel. Step 1. You use green hydrogen to strip the oxygen from iron ore. This creates a solid, pure form of iron called DRI. Step 2. You feed that super clean iron into an electric arc furnace that's powered by renewables. The end result is high-quality, brand-new steel with virtually zero carbon emissions. And listen, this isn't some far-off science fiction dream. The first commercial-scale plants are expected to be up and running as early as 2026.
Which brings us to our final question. For centuries, steel has been a pillar of our world, but also a major driver of climate change. But now, with the electric arc furnace as its platform, powered by clean electricity and fueled by both recycled scrap and green hydrogen, the industry has a clear path to completely reinvent itself. So can it transform from a climate problem into a climate solution? It's an incredible story of innovation, and it just goes to show that even our oldest, toughest industries can be forged anew for a sustainable future.